Hey guys, it's Jack, and today we're going to be doing a really simple halo eye. I think it really works for anybody's eye shape, so if you're interested, just keep on watching. And so before we did all of this, I moisturized my skin with this marula oil. I really like moisturizing my skin before, but if you have oily skin, I still recommend it, but just use less hydrating or less oily moisturizer or oil before you do your makeup. Alright, so today we're gonna get a little bougie. So on the back of this palette, I'm going to add 2 pumps of this Revlon Color Stay foundation. And to that, I'm gonna add this Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I'm just gonna take that, because I'm running out of product, I'm just gonna do this on the back of there. Pretty much equal amounts. I really like the undertone in both of these, and they give me like a really good natural appearance, and I've never had like a cakey makeup day wearing either of these foundations, so I recommend both heavily. And then to that, I'm going to add these Sephora illuminating drops. This is in like the golder version. There's 2 other tones, which they don't really work for my skin tone, but if they work for yours, they are gorgeous. Alright, so now that I have both of those on the back of the palette, I'm just going to mix them with this BH Cosmetics paddle brush. So first I'm going to put on this NYX Angel Veil primer. I really like this primer. It's pore filling, but it doesn't add anything to the skin. Because today I'm just trying to focus on having clear skin, because I have a Sephora demo coming up and I just want to impress them with how well I can do her makeup. Alright, so now that we have that, now I'm gonna go in with my foundation and just a little bit on the skin. Take off some of the excess on the back of the palette, because I'm gonna work this into my skin a little bit with the paddle brush. This will make sure that it is both blended with the moisturizer I have underneath, but also distributed across my face evenly. I have super red ears, especially under all these lights. They get super red, so I have to carry foundations onto my ears, and I suggest you do that as well. I do that on all my clients. Back to the nose, my favorite part of the face. So I'm just gonna go in on top of some of the areas that I always need a little bit more coverage. My cheeks and my forehead, my chin, my neck. I noticed that in my first Fenty Beauty video, which you can watch because I'll link that down below, but in that video my foundation didn't match, and it didn't match my neck, especially because I didn't notice, but then I looked on the camera and I was like, wow, girl, get it together. So, but like I said, I need to get the other shade, because I'm going to eventually buy a lot of those, because I like that formula a lot. These are 2 of my, like, holy grail foundations, and, like, even in my Sephora interview, she's like, what are you wearing on your face? And I was like, neither of the products I mixed together you can buy in the store, but, they're all drugstore. She was impressed. It was a good interview. Alright, so now that we've done that, I'm gonna just add a little product to my Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I'm just gonna buff my face out a little bit and make sure there are no brush lines or patches or anything weird. This will also absorb any excess oil left on your face from either the moisturizer or if your foundation is a little oily. Alright, so now that we have the foundation on, I'm very pleased with this, by the way. This is like every time I use this combination, I'm very pleased. So then I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. Just focus that on the inner part of my eye and next to my nose, and then just a little under my eye. And then I'll do this as well, just because I need a little bit more coverage there as well. I love my laugh lines. They just make me a happier person, right? Right? Well, at least Tarte Shape Tape makes me a happier person. Stuff is like crack for makeup artists. Now I'm gonna add the favorite of the three Fenty Beauty contour highlight and cream highlight sticks that I got, which is the cream highlight. It is the best tone for my skin, and it blends out like no big deal. I love it so much. So I'm just getting my chin, so I want a little bit of a highlight there, my Cupid's bow, under my eyes. I've concentrated this under where I put my concealer and right in between my foundation. I like to really make sure that the product is blended in. You can't really tell whether or not it's your skin. Now we're gonna be moving on to my favorite part, which is the concealer. My little acne spots and breakouts, dark spots, discoloration, all of that, it's going away today. I'm gonna be using this Sonia Kashuk number 3 brush. It's an eye brush and I use it a lot for the inner corner, but any brush that's shaped like this, I will use for spot correction. So what I'm gonna be doing is mixing vanilla and cannelle together and just applying that to the spots on my face where I'm unhappy with the color or whatever. Now I'm blending with my finger because, like I said, it gives a really good amount of pressure and heat so that it blends out the area evenly. These two spots right there were breakouts that I had a while ago. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna let them do their thing, run their course, and maybe they'll go away, unlike every other breakout that I have, which I pop within 20 minutes of me getting it. I let them go, and now they've turned into these horrible, horrible acne spot marks that just won't go away. And it's not like there's anything underneath them, it's just a scar, so that's what I get for not messing with them. A little bit on my ears, they're still pretty red. It's such an attractive face. I love when I'm doing my sister's makeup because I'll be like bouncing one place and she'll go with her face and I won't have to move my beauty blender, but sometimes I'll be like, she'll be like this and I'll be like, Britt. Alright, now that we have the face that I should wake up with every single time I wake up, I'm going to move on to setting powder. So I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty powder because it's honestly one of the best powders I've seen in a while. In this e.l.f. number 105 brush, just taking a little bit of the product, just bouncing it under the eye. And then I'm going to go in the middle of my forehead because I sometimes get oily here. In any of the areas where I'm bouncing the product, that's why I really want to get a smooth finish, but also the product to stay, because I know that area can either rub off or is pretty oily, just like my nose. And then using this BH Cosmetics number 2 brush, I'm just gonna take a little and just bounce it over the areas I'm gonna put a little bit of powder, or like another contour color or a bronzer or a highlight. And then blend my neck as well. I of course know this is very important now. So I love this combination already because I can tell that it's giving my skin a nice glow without making me look oily, but also because I put a decent amount of powder on my face, it doesn't look too cakey or too powdery. So this combination to me is one of the best I've found so far. So next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with this L'Oreal Glam Bronze. I love this product so much. It's a huge pan. It's like a Jeffree Star size pan. And it has a little shimmer in the pan, but you can't see it transfer onto your face. So I'll just dab a little bit off and start bronzing my face. And then just softening the edges with that powder brush I used earlier for under my eyes. Although I have light skin and it's on the cooler side, I do like a warmer bronzer just because I feel like it gives so much more life to the face, and it just like, it makes just people look happier and healthier, so I really like this bronzer for that reason. Under my lip, because sometimes I will substitute a bronzer for a contour depending on what type of tone I'm using, and I'm using fairly warm tones in my eye, so I'm going to continue on the face as well. Even if I don't necessarily want to contour my jaw, I always give it a little bit of warmth because the way the face is like segmented, this part is bronzed, this part is bronzed, and so it feels weird if this part isn't as well. So even if you don't really think you need it, I'll just add a little bit of color down here. And the bridge of my nose. I love adding like a little sun-kissed look to the bridge of my nose, and a lot of the times I won't contour my nose severely, but when I do my eyeshadow, I'll just drag a little bit of color into the corner of my eye and down my nose. But a lot of the times I'll just take a little bit of bronzer on the bridge and blend it out, and it gives a nice like sunny kiss look. I love it. Alright, so we're not completely done with the face. I still need to do highlight and a couple finishing touches, but we're gonna move on to the eyes. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and we're gonna start with my eyebrows. Actually, before I start, I just want to thank you guys so much for the support on my first video. I know there were some mistakes, but like I said in the description, it was my first video, and I just really wanted to like get out there and like start doing it, because like if you don't start something now, when the hell are you gonna start it? So I want to thank you guys, and just remind you, if you want to subscribe down below, that'd be awesome. And if you want to turn on your notifications to notify you when I post, that'd be perfect. So thank you guys, and let's move on to these brows. Alright, so I know I talked about these in the last video, but these are the Essence liner brushes. They are the tiniest little brushes that I've ever used in my entire life, and I use them for my eyebrows, for lips, for eyeliner, for pretty much everything. And they're $1.99, and this was the old one. And then when I saw this design, I liked it even more, and this is the new one. So if you guys are interested, you can get these in Ulta, you can get them online, $1.99, and I have like 6 of them, so I use them all the time. So the first step is I'm just gonna comb out my eyebrows a little bit. So I just tinted my eyebrows yesterday, and I think they turned out pretty nicely. I tint my eyebrows every once in a while just because, although I wear makeup a lot, I don't always wear makeup. So I like to look like I'm put together even when I'm not wearing makeup. So when I have my eyebrows a little tinted, it gives them a little more structure, and I think it just makes them look nicer. So I can just see on camera right now that they already look a lot better than yesterday. So I'm just gonna go in with my trusty Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade in dark brown, and I'm just gonna use this with my liner brush and start at the bottom back of my brow. So I know this probably isn't the best angle, but it's what I'm working with right now, and I plan on doing designated videos, brows, foundation, lips, whatever. And I will show you guys more in depth how I do my eyebrows so that you can get a better picture as to how they're actually done. But I don't want to really set up that kind of format with my camera every single time I do my brows. So just stay tuned for that video. And then I imitate little hairs at the beginning. Alright, so now that they're roughly the same shape and size, I'm just gonna comb them through once again with my spoolie. Make sure we don't have any weird lines. And then to set that, I'm gonna use this Model's Own brow gel and just add a little towards the front. Pick it up. Now I'm gonna go and jump into doing my eyes. So I'm gonna be using this Model's Own eyelid primer, and this is in the light one. Just be adding that to my lid, carry it up to my brow bone, and then I'm gonna take my finger, pat that in. Alright, so now that we've put that on, I'm just gonna go back into my Fenty Beauty powder and set that lightly. So now that we've finished priming, we're gonna go into the Nubian 2 by Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette. It's one of my favorites. Look at all those colors. You can do so much with that. But I'm going to jump in to this orange one right here. And that's gonna be in our crease as a little bit of a transition. So I'm just gonna put that in my crease and above. And like I said, we're gonna be doing a halo eye today, which means the outer corner right out here and the inner corner are gonna share the same color story, but up here, it's gonna just be the transition shade. I can't talk, this is horrible. But the transition shade is gonna be more towards the center, and the darker colors are gonna be in the outer corners. It's funny, we've noticed rewatching my videos that I sound a lot gayer in my videos than I do in real life, but the more I wear makeup and the further in the progress I am, the more I basically turn into a drag queen and start just, yes God, oh my God, look at that highlight, oh my God, that kind of stuff. Alright, so now that we have this on the eye, I'm gonna go into this Zoreva brush, and I'm gonna go into Madagascar, and I'm gonna apply that on the outer corner, and then blend that out. Not continuing that all the way to the center, but almost there. Same on this side. Now I'm gonna go in with the Zoreva little compact powder brush, and I'm just gonna go in with Madagascar on the inner corner, continuing it almost to the middle, but not quite. These shadows blend together so nicely, they're so pigmented, and there's not that much fallout, as you can tell by like how messy the palette is, which is not very messy at all, considering some of my other palettes, like even the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. It is a gorgeous palette and everybody loves it, but it's a little powdery. But this has the same payoff. The shimmers are just so much prettier, and just the colors are gorgeous as well. Alright, so now that we've done that, I'm just gonna go into Kenya, and further give more depth to the outer corners of my eye. And this is really just focused on the outside. And then going back into Kenya and doing it on the inner corner as well. And then I'm going to take this little BH Cosmetics brush, this little flat paddle brush, and I'm gonna go into Nefertiti. Then we're gonna go into Zuri on top of that. So just focusing that in the center, going up to my crease, and then going in with this little natural hair brush. I'm just gonna blend the two together very slightly. And on top of that, into Zuri, which is one of my favorite colors in the entire world. In this palette, it's the most used. No mark. It's one of the most used colors in this palette from me. Next, I'm going to take this little Crown C513 and go into Morocco and work that under my eyes in the lash line. So I woke up this morning to a lot of really nice messages on my last video. I woke up to one that was like, this is Adam and Steve, not Adam and Eve. I don't approve. And I was like, okay. And I asked when. Just really confused me why somebody who doesn't know me would comment that. Just, I don't know. All right, and then going in with Kenya and Madagascar on the Zuraya brush. Going in on the outer and inner corners. And now, because I'm not going to be doing any eyeliner, but I will be putting on lashes today, I'm going to just take this little, who are you? Hikari eyeliner, and then just work that in my upper lash line. Just doing that in my lower lash line as well. But I don't continue all the way into the inner corner. So I'm just gonna jump into curling my eyelashes, which, like I said last video, I always curl my eyelashes no matter or not I'm putting on eyelashes, which I am today. I can't speak today either, so, but you've noticed that. I never can speak. My lashes are one thing that I am not ashamed of. I like them. So unlike every beauty vlogger right now, I usually put mascara on after I put on my falsies because I like to be able to tell like if I'm blending the two or not. So I will do that after I apply my lashes. Alright, so here's the tea. So when I'm filming, I'll probably be using these a lot because I really like them and they're really cheap. There are these eyelashes. I don't even know who makes them, but I can buy them on Amazon for $1.99, and I'm gonna link them down below because I think they're so nice, they're undetectable, and they're so cheap. So they're marketed as like anime eyelashes, and I was a little turned off at first, but they look really natural, but also very beautiful. And so you can use them when you're not wearing a lot of makeup or you are. So I highly recommend these, and I'll put the link down below. So I'm just going to pop this on. Use my tweezers. I'm just gonna go in with this voluminous Lash Paradise. I really like this mascara. I used it in the last one too. And then I'm gonna go in with my Roller Lash Mascara by Benefit and use that on my bottom lashes. Alright, so now that we have both lashes done, what we're going to do is we're going to move into doing my highlight, and I'm going to be using the Naked Skin palette that I used in the last video, but I didn't get to use my favorite product in this, which is this highlight right here. It is such a beautiful tone for my skin, but it's also just so shiny, but not glittery, so it looks natural on the skin. I'm just gonna zoom you out and then we'll get done with the rest of my face and that will complete the look. Alright, so like I said, we're gonna go into this. Oh, I'm so excited. And then top of my Cupid's bow. It's my favorite place to highlight. Top of my cheekbones. Then what I'm going to do is use this BH Cosmetics paddle brush and just highlight under my brow bone. Alright, and I know I did a nude last time, but this look is pretty dark in the eyes and pretty heavy, so I'm just going to go in with this number 10 lip liner by Bite and do the same lining in my lips as I normally do. Alright, so now that we have that color down, I'm just going to go into this NYX lip liner in SPL 810 Natural and doing the outer corners of my lips just to give a little bit of depth. I'm just taking this Manji 5353 brush and softening that lip line. I almost forgot one of my favorite highlights. My nose. I'm using the gloss in 64 by Chanel. I use it so much. Almost ran out of it. I love this gloss as well. It's like super moisturizing, has a little bit of sparkle in it. It has a warm peachy undertone. So I think it really complements the eyes today. Now one of the things that I always do is add a little beauty mark because I already have it there, but I just accentuate a little bit with this Kat Von D Trooper liner in dark brown. And finally, I'm gonna set with the Morphe setting spray, which I absolutely love. It smells good. I don't know how effective it is, but it makes my skin look really nice, and the spray is incredible, and if every makeup company could get on Morphe's level with how ingenious that is, that would be very appreciated. Thank you. Alright guys, so that is all for this halo eye and nude lip. All of these products are products that I use on the regular and I'm obsessed with, so I would recommend any of them to you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a comment down below. Suggest some things that I should do in my next videos. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a dedicated eye tutorial, an eyebrow tutorial, a face tutorial, lips tutorial. So if you guys are interested, don't forget to subscribe and turn on my notifications, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.